Good morning, kids. How are you all? Today, we'll be talking about chapter 3 of your moral education, that is, the fleas and the bumblebees. This chapter will teach us about believing in oneself, means we should have trust in ourselves. The fleas and the bumblebees. There are no limits, there are only plateaus, and you must not stay there, you must go beyond them. These are the words by Bruce Lee. How high can you jump? The following experiment was conducted by a scientist. A number of fleas were placed in a jar. The natural reaction of fleas was to jump out and they did. He then put the fleas back into the jar and placed a glass lid over the top. The fleas began jumping and hitting the glass lid, falling back down into the jar over and over again. After a while, the fleas, conditioned to the presence of the jar lid, began jumping slightly below the glass lid so as not to hit it. After 3 days, the scientists removed the glass lid. The fleas continued jumping, but they did not jump out of the jar. Why? The reason was simple. Since the fleas had already learned to limit themselves from jumping high, they stayed in the jar. The fleas had conditioned themselves to the fact that they cannot jump higher than a particular level. They did not even give it a try, and so they did not jump higher. Now, no matter whether the lid was there or not, the fleas stayed in the jar. Enjoy making efforts. Belief is an amazing thing. It has the power to transform us, to empower us to do things we never thought possible. A few years ago, NASA began to study the bumblebee because it was thought that its flying powers might give insight into space operations. The researchers wondered how the bumblebee's small wings could carry its obviously large and hairy body into the air. After all, the bee's round body and flying form was acrobatically inefficient. After weeks of intense study, the scientists came to a startling conclusion. Bumblebees are incapable of flight. Good thing no one told the bee. The interpretation of this story is simple. We are only limited by our beliefs. When you don't know your limitations, you go out and surprise yourself. The only limitation a person has are those that are self imposed. If we think we can do it and don't let anyone let us otherwise, we'll be successful. If we focus on the negative and make excuses for why we are not strong or capable enough, we probably won't reach our goals. Most people are much stronger than they think they are. They simply need to entertain the possibility that they have it within their reach to meet their goals. They then must choose to believe in themselves. Think about it. Many times people act like the fleas. They restrict themselves and never reach their potential. Just like the fleas, they fall they fail to jump higher, thinking they are doing all they can do. They become com- complacent and settled for what they have without realizing that they can achieve more. We should keep striving hard to do better. A bumblebee can fly because it believes it can. If we think we can do it, there is a good chance we will. But if we think we cannot, there is no chance we ever will. Thus, self belief is a must to achieve any goal. People often doubt their abilities and skills. Self doubt only makes a task more difficult. We should work with the belief that we can do. So, we should never say no to anything. We should always give a try and are 100% into it. There If we'll think positive, obviously results will be positive. So, this was all for you in this video. I shall see you in your next video. Till then, take care of yourself, stay home, stay safe.